Hi, my name is Kathy Neff, and I would like to welcome you all today to the Live on ServiceNow webinar, Getting Started with Sales and Order Management. We're very excited to present this content to everybody today. I'm here with Krupa Singampalli. She's on our product management team. I'm in product marketing, and I'm just going to jump right in. We'll introduce ourselves in just a moment. So as always, we want to talk about Safe Harbor. We will potentially be talking about some forward-looking capabilities here in the product today. So we always encourage you to make your purchasing decisions based on current capabilities. There are lots and lots of Live on ServiceNow events. So if you would like, you can scan this QR code to go out and see the full list so you can sign up for more. And those are across all the parts of our product portfolio, lots of them in customer service, customer workflows, field service, CSM, and so on. So please take a shot of that, and this link will also be shared in the chat today. All right, just a couple housekeeping items before we get started. We're going to save questions Q&A for the end. So please use the Q&A button at the bottom of your screen along the way, and we'll take those questions as Krupa and I present. We've got some others on the call to help get those answered for you. This presentation will also be recorded and shared on the ServiceNow community. And within that, there's a new sales and order management product area. So look for that. It's listed in other products. So we'll have it out there, and we'll also have a dialogue that you can share in for the recording. And it'll be on YouTube as well. So we'd love it for you, as always, to fill out a survey at the end. So we would love to get your feedback on the session. All right, so I'm Kathy Neff. I'm a director of product and solution marketing for customer workflows. And I worked with the product team to help roll out sales and order management from the product marketing side. And I've got about a 20+ year background in customer service, have worked earlier in my career with ERP systems and a lot of the back office systems that everybody uses. And so, like I said, I've helped launch sales and order management. And I'd like to let Krupa introduce herself as well.
Right. Thank you, Kathy. Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Krupa Singampalli. I'm an outbound product management director in the customer and industry workflows. I cover customer service management, sales and order management, and emerging industries in our portfolio. I've been with ServiceNow about slightly over 2 years at this point. I have a lot of background coming from commerce and CX, working in a variety of technology companies, and I'm very, very excited here with the launch of our sales and order management product and all the capabilities and values that it's unlocking for our ServiceNow customers.
Great, thanks, Krupa. I should mention too, I've been at ServiceNow a total of about 8 years within the customer service area, customer service management. So it's been a great ride seeing everything grow pretty much from the beginning. So we have a quick poll question. I think somebody's going to launch that for everybody. And here it is. We'd just like to know if you're familiar with ServiceNow's order management products. So give us a quick yes or no. Great, we can see those answers coming in. Wow, that is really even. We're looking at 50-50 for the responses to the poll. So a little bit staying pretty even, about half and half, slightly less that are not familiar, 48% and 52%. Okay, that's good. That's really helpful to know because we'll be talking about order management as we go through here. So here's the results that we got. All right, we're going to keep moving forward. Thank you. I'm trying to get past that prompt. Here we go. All right, so I'm going to take a little bit of time, and just before Krupa gives you a little deeper dive into the capabilities and then does the demo, I want to talk about why we created sales and order management. And I'm going to talk about lead to cash. And I'm talking about lead to cash as an end-to-end process, not just like revenue, lead, marketing, sales, CPQ, and revenue billing systems, but really the end-to-end process across quoting, order fulfillment, and order management, post-sale service, right? So that's what we mean by lead to cash. And this is what we've heard from our customers over the past few years. More and more, your products and service offerings are highly complex. As you launch more and more service offerings, the combination of products and services and how you sell those, right? Customers need quotes on those things, and then how you fulfill them there's a ton of variability in there. And what that means is oftentimes the systems that you've used for those things, like CPQ systems, order fulfillment systems, they're not configurable enough. So you might purchase a system like CPQ for a business unit, but then when you try to extend it to other business units within your organization, it doesn't meet the needs. And then you spend a ton of money with systems integrators and the need for customization to extend those products. The same thing for order fulfillment systems, right? So, and ERP systems are notoriously hard to extend and customize. So we're responding to the complexity that we see out there. The other thing is you look across lead to cash, and I've got a slide in just a second that'll go through this in more detail, but there's so many departments and systems that are siloed from one another. And this is something ServiceNow has addressed from the beginning of its time, but everywhere that you have siloed departments and systems, you have manual handoffs, or you have to build custom integrations across, from the beginning of the sales cycle all the way through order fulfillment and then post-order systems. So we'll take a look at that in a little bit more detail, but that's painful and expensive, and it slows down the whole fulfillment cycle. The last thing is high customer expectations. I mean, many of you, we know you are B2B in your selling and support efforts, and B2B customers, your customers bring high expectations because we're all B2C customers too. We buy from Amazon. We know what good seamless experiences look like. And so expectations have just continued to increase. And when you look at lead to cash, I'm going to move on to the next slide, you'll see how many touch points there are across your customer's journey, the end-to-end journey, to make it really difficult to meet your customer's expectations. So I want to show a little bit about to talk about the problems we're trying to solve. Vendors like ServiceNow, all of us, and you also are trying to be more omni-channel in your service and in everything that you do with your customers, to give them a choice of channels and how they interact with you, right? And that extends to lead to cash. So as they come in, they want self-service capabilities as they're purchasing. And so this first part, lead to quote, we're trying to depict here the number of different systems that we know your organizations deal with. And we know this complexity is not going away. You have CRM systems, you have CPQ systems if you're doing quoting, you have credit check systems. At the core, you have ERP systems. And so as you move across this journey, there's some fragmentation there. Then as you move from quote to order and then to fulfillment, this is a very complex area, right? There's a chasm oftentimes between the quote and then fulfilling it and all the workflows that are required to do order fulfillment. And you have a lot of systems that are being integrated with here too as well. Order management systems, warehouse transportation, inventory systems. We see a lot of field service requirements. So as you have those products that need to get installed out in the field, it could require field service personnel to go do that installation. And I don't have it in the diagram here, but many of our customers have projects that are required to kind of wrap around all that to manage the end-to-end fulfillment of the order. As we move from there, we go into invoice to cash, right? So you're going to bill your customer, and then ServiceNow, just to position it, we're not saying that we're going to be the invoicing system or the billing system, but we are seeing a ton of exception handling in here. And those are areas that are ideal for ServiceNow to help automate and orchestrate work. So you have deductions, disputes, collections, recalls, those types of things. So those are all areas of complexity with a lot of manual work. And then finally, customer support, then to provide great service, they need access to see what was quoted to the customer, what was fulfilled, right, and delivered, what was invoiced, so that they can provide great support experiences. And many of our customers wanted to help service staff be able to sell, cross-sell, upsell, and handle renewals in a seamless way, right? Which means to do that is a lot of integration of all these systems into this the post-sale world. So all of these kind of disconnect points and separate systems means delays to your sales cycle, order fulfillment, payments, and ultimately renewals. So this is some of the problem we're trying to do to help accelerate this and speed it up, right? Because cycle times are long, it's costly to do all that manual work, and it's not good for customers to have all these separate touch points. So what we're focusing on is having a single platform for lead to cash. And so we know that landscape you have is complex, and we're not, going to do away with these systems. We have always integrated. It's been our position to keep what you have and let us be a layer that helps orchestrate the flow from end to end, from initial customer acquisition all the way through fulfillment, renewal and expansion, and then handling those invoicing exceptions, right? So that's what we're doing with sales and order management, is really now tackling this in a more serious way. So what I'd like to talk about now is what we released in the February store release, along with the Washington, D.C. releases were kind of aligned for us. And so sales and order management, it's new, but it's not. And I've got a slide after this that goes into kind of the depth of what we already have in order management. So we've been here in this area with order fulfillment and service, and now we've expanded upstream and we've expanded downstream to post-sale service and commercial changes. So I'm going to walk through this at a high level. Krupa will go into more detail, but the new things in here, opportunity management is new. Quote management is new. We've actually had pricing and configuration that were sort of embedded within order fulfillment, but now we're pulling those out and it's more cohesive here. CPQ, think along those lines. Quotes can flow into orders, order capture with automated workflows, and directly into order fulfillment. So if you're familiar with commercial catalogs that help you quote, and then fulfillment catalogs or technical catalogs that orchestrate all of the order complexity, those are now seamlessly connected. Post-sale service, we've done augmentations on contracts and entitlements, and then new capabilities for commercial changes, move, add, change, disconnect types of orders, right? So that's kind of the high level. It's underpinned by one set of catalogs. The commercial catalog is the same catalog, whether you're working on an opportunity, a quote, an order, or doing a post-sale change, right? So you don't have to do a ton. There's still integration that's required oftentimes to bring in, pricing and things like that from external systems. But from a UI standpoint and overall, it's one catalog that everybody can use. And you see here, customer service management also is a foundational piece. So this is how we can help to improve the customer experience across this end-to-end journey, to give customers one more consistent way of seeing all their data, getting visibility, and then being able to take action on it. So that's the top level view of sales and order management. For those of you, based on the polling question, there's a lot of you who aren't familiar with order management. It's not new, right? This started our first release in 2020 with some essential capabilities, and we focused over the years, the past 5 years, on multiple releases of this. It was very focused in the beginning on telco and technology because we wanted to handle the complexity that they have. But since then, in the last several months, we've pulled all of these capabilities that are kind of horizontal into the base product. So sales and order management is a horizontal offering. There's also specific offerings for telco and tech and manufacturing, but the horizontal product has virtually all this stuff, unless it's something very specific like the TM Forum APIs that telco uses or specific workflows for telco. All these product capabilities are now within sales and order management. So here's where we launched it. So that's a little bit of the history and where we've come from. So how to think of this from a platform standpoint is that the Now platform undergirds sales and order management along with the other parts of the customer workflows. And so this release has seen an expanded foundation with objects now available to support end-to-end sales and order management, things like opportunities and quotes, the configuration engine, pricing engine, pricing, territory, things like that will be embellished in the future. And on top of this, we have industry offerings that are specific with specific things for those industries, right? So the net effect of this is that you can do the configuration that you need to do because it's an extensible platform that accelerates your time to market for new products and services and the time to value. And it reduces the time frame for lead to cash so that you can collect cash faster. And we also want to note that Gen AI, predictive AI, is also a core part of the platform that is being leveraged and will be leveraged more in the future. A few just customer success metrics here. Based on our work with order management, companies are experiencing much faster order fulfillment, right? Order fallout is a term. It's like, think of that as order cancellations, orders that start, but for some reason they don't happen. It can happen for a number of reasons. You don't have the stock, you don't respond promptly. Companies have reduced order fallout dramatically. This has a big impact on revenue. And just like in customer service, if you improve experiences for agents, you improve the customer experience. And that's what we're seeing too with order fulfillment. If you're delivering orders faster and more accurately, then your customers are going to be happier. So that's what we're seeing here. Quick launch of services, faster uptake, and then savings from consolidating systems. So lots of great customer stories these are all out on our website if you want to go take a peek at those. And I skipped something. I want to come back. What we're excited about is being able to sell, fulfill, and provide service on one platform. This is unique, right? To be able to have this kind of end-to-end flow on one platform to eliminate some of those really thorny integrations that slow down lead to cash and your order cycle. So why should you care? We think companies want to have this because it will help them accelerate revenue and improve their customer experience at the same time. So tying back to those challenges we talked about, you can now manage your complex products and services with an extensible platform, highly configurable, so you can get products and services to market faster. You can connect your siloed systems and teams. That'll take out some of that manual processing and speed up revenue, and then deliver a unified customer journey end-to-end across lead to cash to improve customer experiences. So that's a little bit about why we created it and where we've come from. And I'm going to hand it over to Krupa now, and she's going to jump in to talk more about the details of the product. So let me just give her control. There you go. Thanks, Krupa.
Thank you, Kathy. And thanks for that really great introduction on what we're doing with sales and order management and why you as customers should think about ServiceNow when you're trying to address these challenges. So from a capabilities perspective, as Kathy mentioned, this is an expansion of our existing order management and order fulfillment capabilities. So we do have a product catalog that we had made available, but now it's much more extensible and it lets you launch your products and services much faster. So your time to value, your time to market is much higher. And with the introduction of opportunity management, you can actually map the product catalog offerings based on the customer needs and recommend the best products and the best offers based on the customer needs as you're working through the opportunities. And of course, we've significantly expanded our CPQ capabilities. We had pricing earlier, but now we're able to support a much more robust set of pricing capabilities, and then the ability to now actually create quotes and some of the quote management capabilities as well. And finally, we have our order fulfillment capabilities, of course, that span your front, middle, and back office teams. And this is the capability beyond what we have in CSM around post-sale service, where it's now not just providing service, but your support team can now handle post-sale changes, upgrades, renewals, so that your support team can help drive revenue. So let's go deeper into each of these capabilities a little bit. The very first one is our product catalog and pricing management. I'm going to combine both of them a little bit. And with this, we can do is we have support for multiple complex products. So you could have products that have attributes and attribute options based on, and then setting pricing based on those attributes. So imagine you're very typical B2C example on a 32 GB phone versus 64 GB. 64 GB is going to cost more. So making all those options available, and of course creating bundles on top with these offerings, and being able to combine these product and service offerings together. So a physical good with an associated service plan, that's a pretty typical example. Now, we also introduced from an agent experience perspective, a very robust and easy to use catalog management and catalog browse and search. Again, these are all capabilities we are used to as users in our everyday life. But you can go look through the categories. You can search based on the keywords in the description, product codes. And once you land on the product offering, you can actually launch the product configurator to pick and choose all the options that you've exposed as part of your product offering. And the two, as Kathy was mentioning, this is built in one platform, one data model. So the same product configurator experience is available to you when you're creating a quote versus when you're creating an order, and afterwards even in a order enrichment and post sale. So it's the same experience from front office, middle office to back office. And finally, from a pricing point of view, a lot of times we do know that customers maintain pricing elsewhere. So being able to have those pricing extension points to access those external price lists, or if you're having a very complex pricing strategy, which is again pretty common in a B2B scenario, you're able to use the out-of-the-box pricing matrices and configurations to address those pricing scenarios. And of course, one of the very common B2B use cases is account-based pricing, where your businesses have negotiated specific prices and they maintain their own price list. So that's something that comes out of the box as well. Opportunity management, this is new in our Washington release. So as you can see here in the screenshot, we support a Kanban view for your opportunities. So from you can customize all the opportunity stages, the different types of sales cycles you have. And during the opportunity stage, you can actually do a guided selling type of an approach using a needs analysis questionnaire, and based on the customer needs, surface the relevant product offering. And of course, you can also manage all the typical opportunity nurture activities like interactions, any emails, appointments you're setting. Again, all of these leverage the same core platform capabilities, ServiceNow CSM capabilities that you are familiar with. So this really makes sure that you are able to maintain that same experience, same data, same process across the journey. So any kind of an interaction your sales agent has during the opportunity phase, if needed, is available to your support team when they are going through a renewal process. So there are no more silos, and you have that visibility across the board. And of course, when you're ready to turn this quote into an order, all it takes is a single click. Because again, it's all the same data, same catalog, and same pricing. Now, moving on into the quote management, here is where you can see one example of our product configurator here. So again, with showing all the configuration options, and your agents are able to tailor the product offering exactly to what the customer wants. And because the price list and the pricing is automatically integrated here, they don't have to think and figure out pricing. It's automatically shown, calculated, and they can give customers exactly information on what it costs. And of course, there are additional capabilities here in terms of where you're able to add some price adjustments based on whether it is a premier customer, maybe you want to give some discount, or maybe because of customer loyalty, or maybe you're trying to close the deal, so you can add various types of discounts, like bundling and offering a discount on top of that. All these scenarios are also supported as part of the quote. And from here again, one click to generate your order when the customer is ready to place that order. Again, if you see a pattern here, you'll see the same catalog, same configuration option. So that, again, that's intentional. That means that your experience is seamless through and through. Now, the further advantage here that what we've introduced is what we call a post-order capture enrichment. So once you've actually captured the order, a lot of times for very technical products like in telecom or technology, a lot of times you need more information when you're actually going to fulfill and deliver the product, like doing maybe, and you want to know a little bit information about the site where something is being installed. But you actually don't want to hinder your sales cycle and stop that while you're capturing that information. So what this lets you do is complete your order capture and close the deal and close the sale with the minimally required information, and afterwards bring in the technical experts from your side as a customer, and then bringing in as the business and bring the required technical experts on the customer side as well, and then capture this information after the fact to actually complete the fulfillment and delivery. So this means, first of all, it's increasing your conversion rate because you're now waiting for all the information to close the order. And then it's also increasing your efficiency and reducing your order fallouts or incorrect fulfillment because you're having the right people with the right technical knowledge capturing that information at the point where it is needed. And then the final capability around order capture is what we're calling the MACD, or the move, add, change, disconnect. Because a lot of times the lifecycle journey of the customer doesn't stop with when you capture the order. In fact, that's really the beginning of the customer journey almost with you. So there are always requests like, okay, I need to move this, or I need to temporarily suspend this. So when you're able to support those kinds of workflows, instead of having to cancel, being able to temporarily disconnect means that now you have not lost that customer, and you can activate it later on. So that's reducing your customer churn. That's reducing your customer acquisition costs. Right? So, and then a lot of times these post-sale changes do involve a level of commercial impact. So maybe I want to add some more capabilities, right? So now using the same catalog, same pricing, when your support person goes to make those changes, they don't have to bring the salesperson back. They can actually see what the commercial impact is and complete that post-sale engagement on behalf of the customer more easily. And then order fulfillment. This is where we've actually had this functionality for a very long time. This is very robust. We have the capability to handle very, very complex even fulfillment cycles, that are lasting sometimes even days and weeks and months. And this is where we have integrations with our SPM product for handling these long project-based fulfillments, and then anything that require physical installation type of things where work orders, we have pre-built integrations with our field service management. And again, as Kathy showed earlier, on having everything on one single platform means that there is a seamless transfer from your order to your work order between SOM and FSM. And we also have an orchestration plan, of course, so where you can actually create this fully detailed step-by-step guidance on what does it take to actually fulfill this order. And we have this very nice Gantt chart view where you can actually see where are the various steps, and more importantly, see if there's anything that's delayed and that's putting the whole order at risk. And you can see that at one glance. And again, I keep reiterating, because it's the same platform, so your customer service agent or your sales agent has access to this exact same information. So when a customer calls and asks, what is the status of my fulfillment, everybody can know exactly and give the same information to the customer. So This again, of course, means higher customer satisfaction, and then more visibility for your entire support team. And the last one that I'm talking about is supporting in-flight order modification. So sometimes you place the order, but before you're actually completing the fulfillment, then you are allowed to change the order until what we call the point of no return. After that, you can no longer make any changes. And then at that point, you're moving to a MACD type of a workflow. You have to wait until the fulfillment is complete. And that kind of brings us to the customer lifecycle workflows, or more colloquially known as like the MACD. And this is where we support the change management on customer needs. So I already mentioned like suspend, disconnect, resume, move, change. And this supports, again, the same types of products and offerings that are available in the catalog. So subscriptions, contracts, bundles, product and service offerings, all of them together. Now, this is where I want to introduce a concept of what we call primitives in sales and order management. So these are a set of APIs that let you define new workflows in a low-code manner. So here there is a flow here it's going from a sold product here to a change order, and then going back to an order. Now your flow might be slightly different, where maybe you don't want it to go to an order, you want it to go to a quote. But by the way, that's a flow that's coming out of the box in the subsequent release. But any such kind of flows where you want to transform an object in sales and order management to another, so sold product to order, or quote to order, any of these, and you want to add new fields extensions, you can do that in a low-code way using our primitives framework. This and a big value on this, as Kathy mentioned earlier, there are thousands of different workflows in the entire lead to cash cycle, and they vary in quite a bit between different industries, different businesses. So having this low-code, very flexible way of orchestrating all these your lead to cash workflows on top of the flexibility the platform is already providing with ServiceNow, whether you're using Flow Designer or any in the core platform capabilities, this actually lets you increase your time to value, increase your time to value and reduce your time to market, and overall reduce actually like your total cost of ownership as you're able to absorb more and more of those workflows here. So here, ServiceNow acts as a system of record or a system of engagement, depending on where you want to start your journey and where you want to expand. And the last piece here that I'm going to talk about is contracts and entitlements. So we've had contracts in CSM, but now we have actually expanded that quite significantly. So if you're not creating the contracts and entitlements within sales and order management, you can bring in contracts from third-party systems where, as part of your account, you're able to gain a full 360 view of all your sold products, your entitlements, customer details, all in that one view. But if you were and you can actually confirm and verify those entitlements we've introduced an entitlement verification API. So these two capabilities are available in both CSM and sales and order management. But what sales and order management provides on top is you could actually capture those entitlement orders and create the contracts using ServiceNow workflows itself, sales and order management. Then your service team can enable upsell and cross-sell opportunities for them. So imagine someone is coming in and said, okay, now I need to increase my service coverage I want to go from standard to enterprise. Your service agent can make that change for them. And that kind of brings me to like a big summary of why ServiceNow Sales and Order Management, because it's a coherent approach. So it's single platform, single data model, one architecture. It's a platform that grows with you as you're growing and can handle all your complexities, and as whether you're expanding into new product lines, new markets, new capabilities, it's one coherent platform, and it's fully connected from your front, middle, and back offices across and to the core ServiceNow platform and the CSM platform under it. And it's very composable. So the whole process and the modules are very reusable and configurable. So you could start your journey as a, if your biggest pain point is in CPQ, you can start there and take the quotes into the system where you're placing orders. Or maybe you want to do the quote and order here, but you want to do the fulfillment elsewhere. You can take the order elsewhere. Or maybe your opportunities are coming from a different system and you want to manage quotes here. Or maybe you want your post-sale support team to create opportunities and take them into a SFA system where you are nurturing them. All these scenarios are completely possible with the composable nature of sales and order management. And you can expand at your pace, at your need. And all of this, of course, means that you're getting a faster time to value and lower total cost of ownership. So with that, actually, let me switch over and actually give you a quick demo. Kathy, I'm going to share my screen. Give me 1 second. All right. So are you able to see my screen here? Okay. All right. So let's take a look here. We're starting with the opportunity. As you can see here, you can see the Kanban view for all the opportunities that John Jason, our sales agent, is looking at. You can see the various types of customer journeys that are available out of the box. 1 second. And at this point, John has closed an opportunity and he has won it, so 30,000 deals. So you can see that they're actually moving it from negotiate to closed one. Oh, before I forget. So in this scenario, think of Solana as the company that's actually selling security and security monitoring services to businesses. All right. Now let's go take a look at how now John Jason has actually received a request for a new quote for Boxeo, who are let's say they're a real estate management company and they have rental properties and they want to purchase new monitoring systems for all the apartments that they're managing. So here, John is able to have this full view of the account and then also see, again, what products do they already own. So you can see the install base, you can see the sold products that are on this account, and then now he can actually go and create a new opportunity. Actually create a new quote here. You can see, we'll fill some basic information on the quote, who's the contact, what's the description, and then what's the quote expiration date. And this is where we can actually launch the product catalog to add line items. But before that, let me show you the specific price list that we talked about. And this is where you have a standard price list, but you can also have a negotiated price list that your different customers have for specific products in your catalog. And now we'll launch the product catalog here and quickly search for, let's say, the automation bundle as we talked about. We're going to launch the product configurator here, and you can see all the different options on, let's say, let's activate the monitoring plan, turn on cameras, indoor cameras, a few sensors, and let's actually validate. And this is where the configurator, we have capabilities to make sure that the right information is captured. You can capture dependencies or validations between options. So here they have to choose the connectivity option. So we'll go ahead and add that. And when we validate the order, the quote is correct. So the offering is correct. So we'll go and add that to the quote. Now, I can take, let's take a look at the quote line items here to see all the products that got added, and this is the pricing. And we can also see the different kinds of price adjustments that were offered. So it could be based on if it's a monthly discount on a bundle discount, or it could be a markdown percentage or a markdown amount that you can support either at a line item level or at the product offering level. And on top of that, if needed, the agents can add manual adjustments on top as well. So let's say the customer is happy with this and they're ready to place the order. It's as simple as marking it complete and pressing the create order button, which creates the order with the exact same line items here. So I'm going to go ahead and review and submit that order. And this is where the order is now seamlessly transferred to your fulfillment agent, where they are able to see again the whole timeline view as we talked about, and which ones are in progress, which ones are at risk, is there anything that's going to put the order in jeopardy. So they have this same view everyone has, so that they can track the order and deliver and fulfill and deliver complete on time. Now let's move forward a few days, a few months into the future, where now Voxeo wants to add a few more things. Say the current coverage in terms of the cameras is not enough for them. Now, again, same, they call a customer service agent, and you can see again the same view launching, and they're able to see the sold products, including the one that was actually placed. So we're gonna actually select that, and you can see now they can disconnect, suspend, or modify. So we're actually gonna modify the sold product. Now notice it's the same product configuration, and then now they can no longer change the plan here, but they can add additional optional products at this point. So we're gonna mark them as, we're gonna add a couple more cameras here. We're gonna update, which is going to create a change order here to the sold product. And you can see that we're changing the top level offering here and changing the outdoor camera order line item, but the other ones do not have any changes. So we're going to go ahead and submit this, which means that the order will go through the same fulfillment process as before. So this is just a quick view of all the capabilities end-to-end that ServiceNow Sales and Order Management unlocks for our customers. And Kathy, if you want to bring the screen back for where they can go for more information. Yep, if you want to talk through these. So
sorry, Krupa, I was having trouble finding the unmute button. I can just pick it up here.
yeah.
Yeah, so we wanted to share, thanks for all the great questions coming in, by the way. I think there's folks on the call that are still answering those, so keep those coming. Those are all excellent. Resources, so there's a lot more information available, and you know, the URL for there's a new page on our .com, ServiceNow.com, for sales and order management. You can see the URL there, or navigate to it under the customer experience section. So there's a solution brief that talks about kind of lead to cash more generally, and what we're attempting to do there and the problems we're trying to solve, as I outlined today. The data sheet for sales and order management gives you a good deeper dive into the capabilities that Krupa talked about. I mean, it's not super deep, but it's like a top level overview of what comes with sales and order management across the end-to-end product. There's an infographic to show more visually what we're doing, and kind of a before and after, how we can improve life. an ebook on lead to cash. So, and there's more resources. If you go out to the webpage, there's lots of data sheets. There's data sheets on opportunity management, CPQ, the life cycle, customer life cycle workflows, and contracts and entitlements. So all of that, if you scroll down to that bottom of that page, you'll see a lot of information there. So, there's other resources too about impact that can help organizations to get the most out of ServiceNow and give more kind of prescriptive guidance and get involved with your account. There's a community there, the link on this page. Training and certification, we've been rolling out training on this product, so you can take advantage of that. And then expert services. Krupa, do you have any more commentary on this slide in terms of resources?
We will be launching more implementation materials. I'm actually going through the questions here, and then looks like there are some specific questions around which plugins, which roles, and then how do we activate certain capabilities. So we will be publishing our standard workshop guides and process guides in the upcoming weeks. So those would answer a lot of those questions. And of course, we will continue to do more trainings and webinars, and we will be launching a sales and order management training and certification course in the next few weeks or so, a month. I'm thinking 4 to 6 weeks. So there will be a lot more material and content coming on this topic.
Yeah, thanks everyone for joining. We will create a post in the community for this, and you'll be able to watch the replay of this on the community. And if you have any other questions, you can post them there and we will look at them. Thanks all. Thanks everyone for joining.
Thank you.
Thank you.